crypto, make sure to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I would venture to say, TJ, and remind me to look at this. I would venture to say that probably our ratio of subscribed people has probably increased because YouTube doesn't show our videos to anyone who's not subscribed anymore. So trying to get around that censoring algorithm, but you guys know YouTube is on it. So, and guys, let's face facts. Crypto's not as interesting today as it was a few months ago. So that's definitely part of it. But, we do think we are seeing a lot of, whether it's intentional or unintentional censoring on this channel. But you guys know what? I do this for y'all. I do this for you. That's why we do this, and we're going to keep doing it for you. And we're still the largest crypto community in all the interwebs by a long shot. But, YouTube specifically has been a little harsh to us ever since we hit 1 million subscribers. But, we will keep on ticking on. Guys, we've got a lot of big stories today. We're going to be looking at China. What is going on with China? What's really going on? We're also going to be taking a look at that a little bit later on the stream. But guys, I just saw somebody that said something in the chat right there. Go up a little bit. Up a little bit. A little bit more. Does anyone ever buy anything that advertises on YouTube? The reason why I want to point that out is because I found a Jeb, what's up? Crypto Jeb in the chat. I found a Facebook post this weekend of somebody trashing me saying that they sent me all this money to do this investing, and I was advertising on YouTube. There's a group called BitBoy Arbitrage that is fake. It's a scam. I try to say this at least once a week. People fall for that, and then they think it's me. We have impersonators everywhere. I want to be clear. If you're watching the stream, how many people are watching?
Hold on. 5,600.
5,600 people watching right now. To the 5,600 people watching and the people that will watch this later, I will never ask you. We don't invest for anybody. We would never invest money for anybody. If you guys think I have time to manage somebody else's investment, I didn't have time to manage my own stuff. It took us forever to try to figure out how much money we have. It really did.
It's so true.
We're still working on it.
Yeah.
We're actually still, we've got somebody whose entire job is to find all our money. And it's taken like 6 weeks to get close.
Yeah.
So we would never invest anybody else's money. We never ask for that. So just so you guys know, that's a scam group. If you ever see BitBoy Arbitrage or BitBoy Options or any of these groups, we don't do any of that. There's about 25 fake groups on Telegram that impersonate us. And I did want to point that out to you guys. Wow, everybody loves Jeb. Everybody's loving Jeb.
Yeah, he's one of the favorites from around the block.
Yeah, they love that. They love that. Everybody everybody was loving P-Dog last week, and then it dumped real hard over the weekend. I told you guys it's very volatile. When you guys make money on stuff, you should pull it out, but we did not. We still have the money in there, but I want you guys to know when I talked about that coin last week, I did say it's very volatile, and who knows what will happen. It went up, and then it crashed with the market. Some whales pulled some money out. That was not us, by the way.
We did just take out our original investment. Though.
Like $3,000.
Yeah.
And I think it was worth almost $100 when we pulled the $3,000 out.
Yep. And then it tanked and all, but we got our original investment out.
Yeah. So, but I just want to reiterate to you guys, coins out there that are extremely risky and volatile. I'm going to tell you they're extremely risky. I told you guys that last week. So, all right, let's. People like the shirt. Well, how about that? We're going to Hawaii. Actually, not going to Hawaii, but we did decide on a vacation.
Oh, you did?
TJ. Yeah. Family vacation. We're going to Disneyland.
Oh.
Yeah, we're gonna go to Disneyland. Here in maybe in the first week of August, something like that. Take the family to Disneyland. So, that'll be fun. But let's get into the video, guys. I know everybody wants to talk about crypto. And look, over the weekend, I felt really good. I felt really good over the weekend. I felt really good. Do you see that question from Damon? He wants to know what headphones you use for around the blockchain.
They're right next to you.
Right next to me?
They're on the other side of the monitor. They should be. Maybe they're not. Gold.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they are.
What are they called?
Welcome to BitBoy Crypto. My name is TJ. Welcome to Around the Blockchain, where every day we're joined with some of the people around the crypto space. Is that pretty good?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, that was good.
I can't hear you because I got headphones on.
Yeah. What kind of headphones?
AKG is the name of these. AKG. So they got little heart clover leaf looking things all the time. They're good.
BJ bought them, actually. They're pretty comfortable, though.
Yeah.
They're very light.
Also, guys, look, I gotta say, Hawks, am I right?
Hawks. Let's go.
Hey, I was on TV on Friday night. I finally got famous. I had my 15 minutes of fame. I was on ESPN.
There you go.
Y'all seen that? Y'all seen
made
that?
it.
I had all kinds of people who probably know that I'm a millionaire from my past that I ain't heard from in years. They were texting me.
Yeah.
So they said, I saw you on ESPN. I ain't seen my million subscriber channel or anything, but they seen my dang.
It's crazy how fast that. I had about 3 people text me within about 30 seconds. Like, hey, was that just Ben on? Some of the guys that do some writing for our website are actually in Philly, and they were like, "That's crazy." I was up there in Philly watching the game with my family, and all of a sudden, BitBoy's face popping on the screen.
Hey, we lost the game though. We lost the game, but you know what we did last night? The Red Mamba came through. They call him Red Velvet.
Oh, do they?
Kevin Herter. He came. They're like champ. So we'll be going to the Eastern Conference Finals. Our games are here Sunday and Tuesday. I'm gonna try to go to both of them. But anyways, guys, let's get on with it. 1.11 million subscribers here on YouTube. Thank you to everybody for that. If you guys want to join our crypto giveaway, make sure you come follow us on Twitter. 427, about 428K followers there. Giving away 5 ETH once we hit 5 million total subscribers. Do we have that number today, by the way? Can you pull it up and look and see what we're at?
Yeah, I can. 1 second.
And we've got a new subreddit and we've got a community text line we're going to be adding to that list. So we'll be showing you guys that I meant to do it today, but we had some other stuff going on. Special announcement. I got a special announcement right now, right before we get into the markets. And I want you to restart the market watch. Guys, I am hiring a personal assistant. I am looking for a personal assistant. This is basically, we finally hit 4.6. So we had over 30,000 total, or 8,800 over the weekend. So we're getting much closer to that 5 million total number. Guys, but I need a personal assistant, kind of like a secretary. Okay, kind of like a secretary, but you're going to be handling a lot of my personal stuff, helping me with my personal bills, helping me with, other stuff I need done, helping organize travel, things like that. So if you're interested in becoming my personal assistant, you or your wife or your girlfriend or someone you know would like to be kind of a secretary. It's kind of what it is. I'm just telling you guys what it is.
Gotta love dogs.
You gotta love dogs. If you're a construction worker, you probably don't want to apply for this job. Okay, I'm just telling you. No offense to my construction workers. My dad's a construction worker. What I'm saying is we're looking for someone who can kind of be a secretary. Hope you guys understand what I'm saying. So anyways, you guys can send, they might as well just send it to me, I guess.
Just have them send it to writing.
Yeah, okay. Send it to writing, WRITING at bitboycrypto.com. So looking for a personal assistant. You'll be working with me a lot. So, okay. All right. So here we go. Let's get into the markets. I made a killer trade on Femex yesterday. It didn't actually count for the contest. I don't know why. You guys know I went in. Yeah, must love dogs. You're going to be watching some of my dogs a little bit. So, going to be watching my dogs a good bit when I'm on vacation. That's definitely something that they do. You might have to take my kids places. So, it is what it is. Okay. So here we go. We've got $1.34 trillion market cap. What the frick? Wow. That is the lowest it's been in a long time.
Yeah.
That is a very concerning number. I honestly am shocked by that number.
Yeah. It's dangerously close to back under $1 trillion.
Wow. That is crazy. And what is Bitcoin at? 611 billion. Wow.
Jeez.
Can you ban the baby Doge thing? Get rid of the baby Doge stuff. Tired of seeing that, guys. Y'all stop shilling coins in the chat. All right, 24-hour volume actually up tremendously, $113 billion. We got Bitcoin dominance standing pat at 45.4%. We got 39 Gwei for your ETH gas prices. And let's check out the top gainers. Oh my gosh, look at that. Top gainer of the day, exactly even.
Yeah, I saw that.
That is scary stuff.
When I looked at it this morning, Tether was number 2.
Wow.
That's never a good sign.
Oh, yeah. And for reference, for people that are, for anyone who is interested in the personal assistant job, we're in Ackworth, Georgia. So you're going to need to be close. You got to live here in the metro Atlanta area. Wow. That is rough looking at this. Man. Let's actually look at the biggest losers of the day. Might be more fun to look at. But you know what? Even the biggest loser is down 18.64%. They're not down huge, but look at those weak numbers. Like, my gosh.
Yeah.
Kusama down 43%. ICP down to $40. 40%. Qtum 33%, Dogecoin 32.5%, BitTorrent 51%. Yeah, somebody asked me if I'm still bullish. Let me talk about this, okay? Because this is important. The way that I feel about things right now is still, like, if we look here at Bitcoin, what did I say? I said, as long as we are not making lower lows, it's fine, okay? Because we had this over here, and then we had this kind of double bottom right here, and then we got this here. This is a higher low. This is 31.5. The previous time, it got down to 31 even. And when you look, we had a higher high up here, and then we got this massive dump here. But here's what I want to tell you guys. And you take the chart down here. Because what I said over the weekend is true. We're still not establishing lower lows. When we establish lower lows, that's where we have to be very concerned, okay? Like, concerned about the overall, state of the market. So it says bear market is here, saying anything else is smoking hopium. I just don't believe that. I mean, I think it really boils down to, what do you consider a bear market? This is definitely a mini bear market within what I think is a larger bull market. Like, there's no question about that, right? I mean, you'd agree with that, right, TJ?
Yes.
So, similar to what we saw back in 2013 and 2014. So as long as we're not making lower lows, then it doesn't seem like to me that we are really in a confirmed bear market. I mean, I don't know what the number would be. I don't know what the number would be where we'd be like, okay, this is definitely a prolonged bear market. I mean, I think it's really time. If we're in August and we're still down, to me, I mean, look, guys, it is what it is. You got to have some acceptance at some point. But as long as we are not making those lower lows, that's one thing. But this is the thing. I still feel like this is all manipulation. I think by the middle of July, we're going back up. But here is the thing, okay? For all of the people that are doing this manipulation, you might ask yourself this question. You might say, well, if it's all manipulation, thank you, Doug, for that compliment. If it's all manipulation and the prices are going down so that you can accumulate, why do they not just send it all the way down to $5,000 and accumulate everything? Why would they not do that? It's all about loss of confidence in the market. If Bitcoin were to go back below $20,000, like a long way, like let's say it were to go down to $14,000, there's no confidence in the market. Everybody knows we're in a bear market at that point, right? There's no quick bounce from a fall like that. So when we've got all of these people accumulating and doing this manipulation, they have to walk this fine line, this fine balance of pushing prices down low enough to get retail investors to sell, which is what I'm seeing in the chat. I'm seeing the people in the chat that are saying, definitely a bear market, sell everything. I dropped, I'm scared, I'm blah, 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 blah. Yeah, of course. I hate watching my money go down too. But they don't want to push it down too far to where everybody thinks that, because you know what happens then? Then they leave the market. And then the retail, because this is what you have to remember. Who are these institutions buying from in accumulation stages? Retail investors. Who are they selling to at the peaks of the market? Retail investors. They need the dumb money, and that's what you are. You're dumb money, guys. Okay, I hate to tell you. Most of you guys are what we consider to be dumb money. Now, does that mean you're stupid? No, absolutely not. That just means you're a retail investor. Dumb money is retail investors. Why? Because you don't have the wherewithal. You don't have the abilities to move the market in whatever direction you want to move it into. So the hedge funds, they call you dumb money. They call me dumb money. They call all of us dumb money because they have billions of dollars to manipulate the markets with. So they're gonna be the catalyst to send it down or send it up. So what we're seeing right now is we are seeing a fine balance between manipulation and trying to keep confidence in the market so that you will still buy when things go on the way up. Now, if we were, TJ, what do you think the number would be that you would be like real scared to like, oh my gosh, it's really not coming back? Is there a number?
I mean, scared for the short term, you mean, right? Like scared that like this is a confirmed bear market?
No, yeah, not
scared.
We're going to be for 3 more years of a bear market.
3 more years. Yeah. I think if it goes much below 20, there was something, I think we're looking at it that talks about there was some stuff we were looking at on whale reports about 19.8, where it shows, when the average price gets that low, it's equivalent to what happened in November of 2020, and I think also March of 2020, where we have these steep corrections. So if it goes much below 19.8, like under previous all-time high, basically, that's when...
That's very scary. I think if it goes below 24, that's when I'd be like... But I didn't know then it's like, okay.
Now what?
If it's down... If we watch this thing ride all the way down to 24, then it's like, okay, so what if it goes to 12?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just another 50% drop from there for the money we've already lost. I mean, we've already... Like, think about this, guys. And this is what you should really think about when you're thinking about holding, okay? Especially with Bitcoin, and I would say Ethereum too. And that's why I keep telling you guys not to sell those things, okay? You've already lost the most amount of money already. It's already dropped 55%. Ethereum, 60%. Damon wants me to bring back the BitBoy and Huddle theme song. And guys,
he's BitBoy.
He's not Zit Boy.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
Guys, I want to show this here because a lot of you guys were offended that I called you dumb. I didn't call you dumb. I called you dumb money. There's an actual definition of it. And like I said, doesn't mean you're stupid. Dumb money is a term for capital managed by individual retail investors. So if you are a retail investor, you are considered to be dumb money. I'm dumb money as well. I'm a retail investor as well. This is a neologism created by the financial media as a contrast with smart money, capital managed by institutions. So the institutions are the smart money. Mike Tyson's Punch-Out code. Wow, look at that. What's up, Jacob? I love Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, one of my favorite games. So anyways, that's what I think we're looking at right now. As far as the Bitcoin chart actually goes, if we were to go to like the 4-hour chart or something like that. Let me get rid of these circles here. I had put in a long yesterday. I put in a long on this green dot, and it worked out very well. I ran it all the way up here. I actually sold it like 35.5 or something like that, and I'd made, I think, 25% on the trade. I also went in long on this green dot that we had. I think my actual entry is like 32.5, so it is up right now. I'm working this for our FEMAX competition. We are in the FEMAX trading competition, by the way. Right now, we are the number 8 ranked team. We're coming up 21% gains. Unfortunately, my trade from yesterday did not go in. It does not look like I got to close the one I'm in right now before it actually counts. So my individual score isn't registering yet, but we're number 8. So, we got stuff coming on with data in July, so we'll be talking about it again. The competition, I think signups are over for this, but if you want to trade on VMAX or you want to trade on Bybit, you guys can, of course, go to bitboycrypto.com/deals. Sign up here at the top. We got VMAX right here and Bybit right here as well. I think we need to add 3 more here so it looks even.
Yeah.
I hate that it's just have that one down there. All right, so anyways, that's what's going on with Bitcoin. I mean, I'm feeling bullish in the short term, like today. I think we will get back up somewhere around, at least maybe to, 33.7, maybe 34,000. But I'm right now of this large green dot. I do currently have a long in. We got to get my FEMAX account logged in over here so we can show some of that stuff. But let's check out into the glass. So Glassnode, we're going to look at some of the numbers here. For the Nupal, we bounced off of the 0.5, the 50% Nupal mark. So if we come over here and we go to the last 3 months, we had peaked back up into the green, which I'm not sure what level this is called. The top level is called Euphoria, which we did not bounce off of. But now, I mean, look at this. We are in the last, is that the 0.75 right there? Let me look at this real quick. Yeah, so think about this, TJ. This is what's crazy. And it's been more than 3 months since we touched the 75% line. Remember when we basically touched it and went down? It's not even on the 3-month chart.
Wow.
That's crazy, isn't it? A wise man once said, buy red, sell green. That's a smart man. So over the last 3 months, we've been, ever since the middle of May, we've been crushed on this Nupal. So we're definitely not in danger of ending the bull market. We're not going into the euphoria stage anytime soon.
Nope. But traditionally, these are good times to accumulate.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so a lot of people bringing up this 47K thing. People love harping on that. Guys, I've been very clear about that. That was based on the 2007 trajectory, where we just go up and don't have a large dip in the middle. The 2013, we are now either in one of two places. We are either following that trajectory, the 2013 trajectory, where we're going to bounce back, or either this is uncharted territory. We've never seen anything like this in the history of Bitcoin. Is one or the other. So that was based off of us going up to $300,000, and I don't know if we're going to get there at this point. We'll have to see. But there was something else I wanted to. Oh, how many people are watching?
13,000.
Okay, 13. Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Monday.
How many likes?
2,700. Almost 28.
Almost 2,800. Wow. Let's get that. We should get up to 7,500 today.
Yeah.
75 likes, Bit Squad. Let's do it. Hit that like button. It allows more people to see it. Let's go ahead. And if you're watching on mobile, X out of the live chat. Hit the like button for us, and then hit the live chat icon back. If you're watching on TV, go down to the bottom left of your screen, hit more actions, and then you go down there to react, and you like the video. That's what you do. Okay, let's get into this. So this is the realized price, plus the MVRV. You want to explain this one?
Yeah, this is the thing I was just talking about. So that blue line there is actually the average price that Bitcoin's being bought at over a certain period of time. The white line is the actual price. So that's when these whales are buying these dips, it's making this average entry much lower. So every time the white dips below the blue, meaning the actual price is lower than the average, it's only happened twice basically in the last year. Once was March 20th, which was that major crash, which was more or less the bottom of the market. The other time was in November. So, and it's getting closer and closer now than it's been in a while. So the closer those lines get together, the better it bodes for the long-term trajectory.
Yeah, for the long term. But in the short term, that's not great.
No, in the short term, it means
it goes down.
We could see basically 19.8. That's where I got that number. If it were to crash right now, that would put the price below that blue line. So if we were to get a flash crash down to 19.8, that could be a good bottom signal, just like we had in March and November before.
Yeah, but that would be a bottom signal for years to come, probably. That's why, look, here's the thing, and this is what you guys need to understand. Is if you guys think we're bottoming sometime soon, if this is it's either one of two things. Either we've bottomed. Well, I would say there's three slight possibilities. We've either bottomed, we might slightly go down lower, but then get a gigantic bounce, very quick, like a straight V, or either we are in a bear market. And if we're in a bear market and we were to look at low points and low trajectories, in the last bear market, we did not go down below the previous all-time high. In 2013, we did, but just slightly. So that would mean that maybe 17, 18, 19,000 would be the absolute lowest. But we wouldn't get there for a year. It's not like we're going to get there in 3 months from now. That's not the way these cycles really work. It takes about a year to get to the lowest price. Great example, market top of Bitcoin was December 17th of 2017. The bottom was December 15th of 2018, almost exactly 1 year later. And we really hovered around $6,000. So $6,000 would be, let's see here, that would be about 30% of 20%. Is that right? That would be 30% of 20%. So it hovered around there. So 30%. What is 30% of 65K? That would be 15. It would be about $19,000, I think.
Yeah.
Is that right?
19 and change.
19 and change.
Ish.
So very interesting. If we were to go to the bottom here, that $19,000 number, that would actually be pretty historically what we would expect to see in a bear market. So if it goes down to 19,000 from here, whatever. We've already held this long. But yeah, I don't think we are seeing that. I mean, I've been very clear. We're very below the stock to flow deflection. We're actually the lowest I think we've been in, I think they said since, when was this? The lowest we've been since 2017. Is that right? What is that? Stock to flow deflection is 0.36. 0.35. Yeah, we're actually lower than we've been since 2010. That's crazy. That's nuts. Anything that says 2010.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, and here's the thing, guys. Look. Yeah, of course, in a bear market, there's a loss of viewers. Yeah, that's for sure. I've already done that whole thing before. But somebody also put this perspective in the chat of like, look, this is long term. At this point, hey, if you're looking to sell the top, you missed it. You missed it at this point. And you really have to weigh out the risk versus reward here, okay? What is the risk of holding at this point? Go down to 19,000 over a year? That's going to suck. It's going to be terrible. That's the risk. But what is the reward for, like, what is the possible reward that you could miss by selling right now? And if we do go back into a bull market, if we follow the 2013, 2014 pattern, to me, the risk reward is out of whack by a long shot. The risk is much higher, or the potential reward is much higher than the risk. If we were to bounce back and have a 1,000% increase from where we're at now, based on 2013, that's what we saw, then that would put Bitcoin right where we talked about it being, right? Around $300,000. However, the risk is letting it ride down from here like another, what is that, like another 40%? Man. I mean, to me, that's why I'm holding. I'm holding no matter what right now. Bitcoin, Ethereum holding. Altcoins may make some moves at some different points, but yeah, that's what I think is going to happen. So let's talk about this, guys. China FUD dump. China's third largest bank rugs BTC. 5 things to watch in Bitcoin this week. Now, for you guys that are watching the channel, which is basically literally everyone who's watching right now, we will be doing a new video on Mondays. Our Monday video is going to be generally like 3 things that you can watch for this week in Bitcoin every single week. Just so happens, here's also a story. So at 3 o'clock today, we're going to be giving you guys 3 things that we think you got to watch out for this week that are extremely important to the market. Ethereum, Cardano, they might be involved. May want to watch that video. But one thing we do talk about is some of the Bitcoins, the Chinese stuff. A statement threatening account closures for crypto activity causes mayhem before being deleted minutes later as FUD reigns supreme on Bitcoin markets this week. Bitcoin is going lower. Where do we talk about the China stuff here? Well, we'll just cover all this. The bulls are struggling. Now, I would say the bulls really still are, they're struggling, but they're not out of the game yet. With bullish short-term voices few and far between, hey, it seems that crypto just isn't of interest to investors right now. This is FUD right here. Big surprise, Cointelegraph. Wait, can somebody, DZ, can you go get me my book that's sitting on my desk? It's a little black book on the left side of my desk. Yeah, I'm tired of this guy going nameless. We're going to name this guy. The guy behind Cointelegraph. I'm going to give you the guy's name. You guys can look this up, and you guys can do some investigation on it on your own. We're going to make some waves today. Against a backdrop of macro market uncertainty, low volumes and claims of a bull market top, Bitcoin has a lot to do to convince the market that the good times still are ahead. Thank you, Chad Rippey, for that. We used to call ourselves the hardest working channel in crypto, which that never changed. We also just became the largest. Grisha Fishman. Grisha Fishman. That's Grisha Fishman. Fishman. That's the Russian miner that started Cointelegraph. If you guys want the name, there it is. So we're making waves today, Grisha. That's why I look at this crap on Cointelegraph. They are so implanted in what's going on with the manipulation. Somebody's got to call these people out. Look, the few short-term bullish people. Every YouTuber I know that has been around since 2017 believes that we are going back up. This is not the end of this cycle. Every single one of them. Can you think of one, TJ, that doesn't believe that?
I'm sure there's one, but I can't think of it. There's always bears out there, but
not the people we talk to.
No, not the big ones.
No, not the big ones. Whether it's Zombie or Crypto or Carl or Lark, none of us believe this stuff.
No, the most bear, even like some of the people that have more conservative top-end targets, they still feel 100K is very easily in play.
Yeah, it's still coming. We all believe that. But here we got Cointelegraph saying the few short-term bullish people that believe that this can turn around. They are all part of this. I don't want to cover Cointelegraph articles anymore. Then I won't get to call them out and talk about my boy Grisha. I want to talk about Grisha Fishman. I want to talk about that guy that started Cointelegraph. The CEO is a 1099 employee. If you guys didn't know this, just so you guys understand the importance of Cointelegraph in the crypto landscape, the number one site in the whole world in crypto for traffic is coinmarketcap.com. Number two, Cointelegraph. Think about that. Number two, if Cointelegraph is way more viewed than CoinDesk, it's not even close. CoinDesk is a drop in the bucket to Cointelegraph. And you got these people that are, look, this guy said, YouTubers need ad revenue, so they're bullish. Shut your mouth. You're wrong. I know these people. We believe it 100%. Like, literally believe this. We all believe it.
They also don't need the ad revenue.
Yeah, they also don't. Yeah, we're all millionaires, bud. Every single one of us. YouTube, drop in the bucket of the money that we make.
Yeah, we don't do this for the money.
We don't do this for clicks. Now, titles and thumbnails we may. but when I'm giving you my personal opinion on what I think, I can only tell you what I think. I don't know how to do anything otherwise. A lot of people would wish that I would say things that I don't believe, but or not share so much information like calling out the Russian nerd mafia. That's whatever. I don't care. The main focus for investors throughout this economy this week is the U.S. Federal Reserve. After last week's comments from Jerome Powell, U.S. dollar made strong gains. And this is one thing that's very important to understand, is that the dollar index actually went up. So the power of the dollar in regards or perspective to the rest of the world is going up. That could be, one reason why we're seeing Bitcoin drop, but I don't think it's that significant. And when that dollar index moves, it moves like 0.25%. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, let's talk about the China stuff. Chinese bank deletes anti-crypto statement in minutes. It's not a good look for Bitcoin spot price action as the week gets underway, but who's to blame? Agricultural Bank of China issues a notice that they will not participate in virtual currency transactions related activities. Customer accounts participating in such activities will be closed and customer relationships will be terminated. Result of its publication was instantly recognizable. Bitcoin plummeted by over $1,000 in minutes before rebounding to $33,000. And once again, guys, just so you understand how this works, it's not like this news comes out and everybody just sells. It's like this news comes out and people that are leverage trading, they understand that this could have a bearish impact, so they close their positions. That's really what's happening. It's not like there's a guy, down here in Atlanta who's sitting in a coffee shop eating a donut, and he reads a story and he says, "Oh my God, Bitcoin, China banning it. There's a bank in China not working with Bitcoin. I'm going to sell everything on my Coinbase right now." Nobody does that. That's why you don't know anybody doing that. That's why it's hard to wrap your mind around these. These news articles become pinpoints. They become markers for people who are the smart money to know what to do, and they're already in on it. I got so much information. I wish I could hear that. Yeah, Crypto Savvy is bearish. Yeah, I know that. He's very bearish. He is a bearish guy. He's very bearish. He's very bearish. But he's strictly TA, pretty much. He says news doesn't matter at all. I think I saw him say that. But I have a different opinion. Of course, I know a lot more of the fundamental guys like I am.
And from a TA...
we like Crypto Savvy. Not saying anything bad about it. I like
because Face is in the same boat, too. And from a purely TA level, if you're looking at the charts, and depending on the time frame you're looking at, it's definitely in a, bearish trend. You could make that case if you're looking at it on a daily or a weekly or something like that. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, you can definitely make... Look, we've been bearish times before looking at the price, like in the short term. But... Right. And I tell you what, here's the thing. When you've invested in something that has made you a millionaire, like even if Bitcoin goes to $1,000, I'm still a millionaire, guys, okay? When you've invested in something that's been that beneficial for you and you see the power long-term and the impact and you understand what blockchain offers, it's hard to be bearish. It's hard to be bearish. It's hard. Somebody asked me at the gym, they said, "What do you think? You think it's going to go down further?" I said, "I'm always surprised when it goes down. How can you look at what's going on with Bitcoin in the world and you can be bearish on it? When you look, let's use some common sense, guys. Can you just use common sense with me for 1 minute? Okay, forget China banning Bitcoin mining. Forget the futures contracts. Forget all that stuff. just think about the supply of Bitcoin and think about MicroStrategy, PayPal, Grayscale, Square, Tesla, as much as I hate them. Just think about it for a minute. Think about how much attention Bitcoin has gotten. Oh, MicroStrategy, they're still buying. Is that on here today?
No. They bought,
MicroStrategy buying again. MicroStrategy buying again.
Yeah.
Okay? Think about all that. And then tell me that like Bitcoin's over time, it's going to continue to drop. I don't care if we go in another bear market. I don't want to. It means I'm going to be wrong about a lot of stuff, and I'll be man enough to admit it. I'm always man enough to admit when I'm wrong. But looking at the large scale, El Salvador accepting Bitcoin, Miami moving to Bitcoin. Think about all that, and then just sit here, imagine being a bear and being like, oh, you know what? I think it's going to go back down to $2,000. Imagine being that stupid. I can't imagine being that dumb. I just can't. I can't imagine. I think I'm pretty smart.
It's hard for us to even imagine Peter Schiff being that dumb. We got to give him credit and saying he's doing it for marketing.
Yeah, exactly. Like Peter Schiff is not that dumb.
Yeah, nobody can be that dumb.
No. Well, speaking of El Salvador.
Yeah.
Bitcoin must be accepted by World Bank according to charter. So this is where we get into some really interesting possible 6D chess going on here.
And this is from Forbes, right?
Yeah, this is a Forbes article. The World Bank has poured cold water on El Salvador's adoption of Bitcoin as legal tender, but I will add, it is very hot in El Salvador, so the cold water may not be bad. Saying it cannot support the move due to environmental and transparency concerns. But the developmental body may soon be forced to accept Bitcoin. Its founding document, the 1944 Articles of Agreement, outlines the procedures and principles by which the World Bank pledges to engage with sovereign governments. Central theme in the document is its commitment to accept payments from member states in local currencies. Section 12 of Article 5 defines this as the bank shall accept from any member in place of any part of the member's currency. Interesting. Paid into the bank under Article 2. Notes or similar obligations issued by the government of the member or the depository designated by such member, which shall be non-negotiable, non-interest bearing, yada, yada, yada. So as well as allowing payments in the member's currency, the charter allows central banks to pay with notes or similar obligations backed by their reserves. Things get more awkward. Section 9 of Article 2 states that holdings paid into the bank by members should be continually revalued, presumably against a real benchmark like USD, if the local currency is appreciated, it says. The World Bank should do the decent thing and hand the gains back.
Interesting.
Whenever the par value of a member's currency is increased, the bank shall return to such member within a reasonable time an amount of that member's currency equal to the increase in the value of that amount. That is insane.
Yeah. Now we can see why they were so upset about it and trying to convince them not to do it.
Well, I mean, I wonder what they were doing leading up to them actually making the vote.
Them being the World Bank or them being El Salvador?
The World Bank and the IMF. Like, what were they doing? Like, it seems like that they just said, like, it happened, and then a few days later they voted on it, and then we heard of all the contacts. But I wonder what was going on in the middle there.
Yeah, good point.
I wonder if they were trying to, pressure them not to do it before they did it.
But bottom line, now that one country has made Bitcoin its legal tender, the IMF more or less is obligated. The World Bank is obligated to accept, be set up to accept Bitcoin on their behalf. And according to what you just read, if they're holding it for El Salvador and the price were to increase against the dollar, they would owe them the dollar difference, which is crazy.
Well, let me tell you this. Somebody says the IMF refuses to help El Salvador. Now, look, I can't speak for every country out there in the world, but I can tell you this. There's enough people out there in Bitcoin that will help El Salvador. They don't need the World Bank.
Yep.
You get a few people to go there, a few people to move there. Now, even though there's articles said that moving rich people into a poor country is a terrible thing for the poor people.
Doesn't make any sense.
But listen to this. I love this. You guys want to talk about the manipulation again? Here we go. Yeah, I'm seeing the world through a different lens. I don't think I like it. I'll be honest with you. I've gone through different times. Yeah, we already made the Paraguay joke. That was earlier in the video. I'm the type of person, we got 15,000 viewers, 5,300 likes. Let's try to get to 7,500. If you could do us a favor, smash that like button for us right now. But when you look at all this, sometimes I've gone through periods of my life where I just believe there's no such thing as conspiracies out there. And I'm just like, guys, if it was true, everybody would know it's true, you know? And I like those times in my life where I don't have to go down these rabbit trails. But I've just been getting so much information sent to me. And I've just been getting so much stuff that I'm starting to see through a different lens. And I don't like it. I like going back. I want to kind of put my fingers in my ears and be like, la, 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 la. But this is just, like, if you don't see this stuff, you're just not paying attention. The World Bank, by the way, has invested more than $12 billion in fossil fuel projects over the last 6 years. That's $2 billion a year to fossil fuel projects.
6% of the entire portfolio.
6% of its entire investment portfolio is in fossil fuels. It also accepts gold payments from members, despite gold mines emitting on average of 0.8 tons of CO2 for every ounce of gold produced. I want to find out, I want to get some gold mine horror stories too. That'd be fun to share. Still, they're worried about Bitcoin's carbon footprint. So they'll be happy to know, by some estimates, 76% of Bitcoin miners are already using renewable energy. Here's the key, guys. They do already know that. Yeah. They're not happy to know it, actually. They do know all that.
And they just pretend it's not true.
They are pretending, and it just really is so frustrating, man. It's so frustrating reading this stuff and people just continuing. It's the people putting out this information who are the real villains here. I mean, that's what it is, right? I mean, when you got places like Cointelegraph that are putting out articles detailing all this, look, you can't tell me they're not working on 50 positive stories, but they just choose on certain weeks to push all the negative news out. It's very obvious what's going on out there. They're being told what to say. I don't know, maybe Grisha. Maybe he's the one.
This one's Forbes, which is just as bad, it seems like.
Well, this is actually not. If Forbes is just as bad generally. But this one is kind of interesting. I mean, it is kind of like this article did not. That's why I was kind of being careful what I said, because this article did not strike me as one of those. This is actually kind of the counter. This is kind of like, hey, here's a loophole. Yeah. Let's talk about this. So this article isn't that bad. So, all right. So let's go here. Former LA Dodgers owner bets $100 million on crypto-based Facebook alternative. Frank McCourt is spending $100 million on a social media alternative called Project Liberty. What blockchain is this getting built on? Do we know? Mm-mm. Frank McCourt used to own the Dodgers back before they won a World Series, which they shouldn't have won last year. Braves should have won that one. Am I right? Thanks, Austin Riley. Austin Riley's a good player. He made a big mistake in the game last year in the playoffs, though. Austin Riley's huge, by the way. Did you notice that when you were at the game? He plays third base.
I didn't.
He is gigantic. He is much bigger than he looks on TV. Frank McCourt used to own the Dodgers. Now he's spending millions to revolutionize social media. Dubbed Project Liberty, McCourt's social media alternative is based on blockchain. Frank McCourt, the former owner of the Dodgers, trying to rebuild social media through an initiative called Project Liberty, amidst a social media environment that is dominated by a few very powerful players like Facebook. They should just say by one. McCourt is concerned about the disproportionate power those companies wield. Somebody up there pointing back to the last story we were talking about said $12 billion is nothing. When we're looking at things that have trillions of dollars of market cap, it seems like nothing. $12 billion, number one, it actually is a lot of money. I think you'd be happy with $12 billion. $12 billion is actually so much money, it would make you uncomfortable if you had that much. Number two, though, that percent is the more important part. Out of all of the World Bank's portfolio, 6% is in fossil fuels, literally the worst thing for the world. And they're saying, no, we can't help you if you're into Bitcoin because of the environment. Okay, forfeit your $12 billion then. Move it somewhere else. But you start to see There's a reason that's in that portfolio. You start seeing who all this is coming from. And I told you guys this the other day. I'm not saying climate change is a scam by any stretch of the imagination. The climate change industry is a straight up scam, 100%. It's all about sending money back to the big boys. We live under constant surveillance, and what's happening with this massive accumulation of wealth and power in the hands of a few, that's incredibly destabilizing. Project Liberty would rely on blockchain technology to construct what is called the Decentralized Social Networking Protocol, or DNSP. That's interesting.
DSNP.
DSNP. Yeah. Is that what it was?
Yep.
DSNP. What is DSNP at today? I heard it's up, but Tesla's down. I don't know. Little weird, isn't it? A little weird there, old musky rat.
It is up. Yeah.
McCourt has hired Woodham to build the DSNP, and has committed $75 million to an institute in Georgetown in Sciences Po in Paris. What is that? Sciences Po? What is PO? The remaining $25 million is aimed at incentivizing entrepreneurs. The U.S. efforts to ban TikTok and WeChat sparked several lesser-known alternatives. Voice, that's from EOS, correct? Yep, Block 1. Mastodon, community-owned social networking site. Third example is Peepeth. That sounds like a whole different kind of site, which runs on the Ethereum network and was inspired by the proliferation of fake news. The proliferation of fake news. Peepeth does not optimize for advertising and instead insists on social media as a force for good. What do you think? Do you think any of these are actually going to be able to unseat Facebook?
I don't know. I think something will unseat Facebook in the next 5 to 10 years, but I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna be something that starts as a crypto startup versus something that gets acquired or adapted, like we've kind of talked about with Twitter, or maybe something that's going on with Jack Dorsey's Square Twitter, maybe that Tidal music app that they have. I have a feeling we're going to see this technology get rolled into something that already has a user base. I don't think it's going to be able to build it from scratch, but maybe they can.
Maybe we should put out our own social media.
Maybe.
We've had that offer.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, but
it is a lot of work.
This concept is something that's been intriguing to me for a long time. Like I said, it will definitely happen. It's just a matter of when and who can put it together. But it becomes almost like taking on the banks, because taking on big social media is almost just as much of a...
They're all the same people.
Yeah, cartel, just like the big banks. So it's not going to be an easy battle to take all this control and information away from these big companies, but I think it's one they know they're going to lose if they don't adapt. So I have a feeling they'll adapt.
Zuckerberg is under the bank's control, I would believe. I think we've been looking at this all wrong. I think we've been looking at the tech companies. Like the tech companies, the techocracy, they're the ones that are actually leading everything. But these people got their money from somewhere. We know where all the big money is. So I'd say there's probably more of a connection there.
They're probably working hand in hand.
Probably working.
You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, kind of thing.
Yep. And I keep thinking about, the whole idea of this being so obvious that decentralized social media is coming and it's going to crush centralized eventually, because people hate censorship. Then you look at these banks and look at how much they're holding on and how much they're fighting. And then, you got to think social media is going to do the same thing. I just can't believe that people are still really using. I mean, we have a BitBoy account on Facebook. We actually didn't even start that really until you came on, right? Like around September or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And because I just didn't even want to have one. But we created one. We got like 31,000 people over there. And so we use it for that purpose. But kids are not using Facebook. They're using Instagram, which Facebook owns. But even those numbers are going down.
Yeah. There's a lot of people saying Instagram will be completely taken over by TikTok or alternatives in the next 5 years. Like Instagram will basically be dead.
Well, there's the one girl that made that video that I really liked that you sent me about how
shopping.
She believes that Instagram will actually be the shopping network.
Yeah, I agree.
That's crazy, isn't it?
100%.
So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with it. I know I don't use Facebook personally for anything. I mean, I have a Facebook account, but I don't really. I shut it off for a long time, but I brought it back on for something. But we'll see. I mean, this is definitely going to happen at some point. There definitely has to be some kind of alternative, but they're going to fight it for sure. Bitcoin dumping right now. down to 32.2 at this current moment. I mean, in the last hour, it has tanked. We'll see. I think it's going to probably bounce back here, though. I don't see it dropping too much further. It might. Who knows? This might. Maybe while we're live, this will be the big freaking drop. So, yeah, Ethereum. We didn't show the Ethereum chart today. We're going to talk about Ethereum right now with Hosky, but I do see Damon's super chat there about Ethereum. And guys, this is what we'll be talking about in our 3 o'clock video today. I would tell you this. I would say that the narratives that we've been seeing about Bitcoin, I think they're probably coming to Ethereum hard in the next 2 weeks. If you look at the Ethereum chart, I mean, it has just been absolutely crushed. We're almost to a new low with Ethereum. Let's see, what was the low? It wicked down to 1729. I mean, it got down to 1890 today. So pretty low. It's looking pretty bearish. I think we're going to see Ethereum get crushed in the short term. That's kind of what I think. I mean, I hope it's not going to happen. I own a lot of Ethereum. I don't want to see it get crushed. Why? That EIP 1559 is coming out in the middle of next week or in the middle of next month. I think we're going to see a massive push to accumulate Ethereum as we lead up to that. That's what I think. We'll see. Start to look for a lot of these narratives on these Cointelegraph, CoinDesk sites about Ethereum, negative stuff towards Ethereum when it should be more bullish than ever right now. Go up a little bit. Somebody said, I want to see something. Keep going. Oh, I saw it. They said boomers use Facebook. Correct. Boomers use Facebook. Older millennials use Facebook. Kids do not have Facebook. They don't want one. If a kid gets a Facebook, and by a kid I mean a teenager or a person in their young 20s, if they get a Facebook, it's only to be tagged in their parents' photos. That's it. Facebook, and it's used for business, but why is it used for business? Because the boomers have all the money, and the boomers are on Facebook. We're going to see big shifts in that in the next 10 years, for sure. I mean, can you see any way we don't, DJ?
Nope.
Yeah, kids, it's going to be dead for sure. So, all right. That's why I think they'll try to buy some new platform. Yep. I mean, they'll have to because Facebook's going to go away. All right, so which story are we? Hosky on ETH. So let's get back to ETH here. Cardano founder Charles Hoskinson predicts quick victory for Ethereum versus Bitcoin. I mean, you want some really interesting stuff. This could be we might make a whole video about this maybe. This is pretty interesting stuff here. As guest on Lex Friedman's podcast. Now, this podcast actually, it started last week. I think this podcast goes on until 2024.
Dang.
Isn't that right?
Just a never-ending podcast?
It's a never-ending podcast. They're still talking. This just came out.
So smart.
It was a 6-hour podcast that they did together. A lot of people are making memes about how long it was.
Well, they did it. He's doing those with a lot of people, though.
Lex, where you at? Where you at, Lex?
You can talk for 6 hours.
I can easily talk for 6 hours. Actually, I would say there hasn't been a time where I haven't talked for 6 hours. Probably ever. First of all, Hoskinson criticized the excessive slowness of the Bitcoin network. Compared to Ethereum, Cardano founder said that Bitcoin loses in speed and functionality to alternative proof-of-stake networks. In particular, Bitcoin's basic proof-of-work mechanism was also criticized, according to a guest on the podcast. The Bitcoin community is largely to blame for the current situation because of its conservative views due to the secondary scaling of the network. Hoskinson also said that if there were a fight between the two, between Bitcoin and Ethereum, and he had to bet on someone's victory, it would be Ethereum, because he would be sure that in 9 out of 10 cases, Ethereum would win. Summarizing his thoughts, he said that the battle in cryptos is at an early stage, with several blockchains already struggling for a major share of the blockchain market. Nevertheless, Hoskinson noted that Cardano is also a serious competitor to all the others in this battle. And I tell you what's really super interesting about this to me is Charles has been on the show. Charles is it's so interesting because on one hand, he says look, there's going to be room. This isn't about the Cardano and the Ethereum community, they love to hear these two going head to head. A lot of people are it always feels like I'm in a love triangle between Ethereum and Cardano and their communities because I like them both and I think they'll both be winners. Okay. But the strict hardline Ethereum people and the strict hardline Cardano people, they don't want to hear that. They want to hear their project is going to win. They will devour the other one. So Charles, what's up, New Money Gang?
Gang, gang.
Gang, gang, gang. So Charles is very quick to say it's not about Ethereum versus Cardano. And I have asked him questions when he's on the show, and like you can tell, like he doesn't really like to talk about Ethereum that much. He really likes to talk about Cardano. But the other thing is he's also extremely dismissive to Ethereum. Like, of course, he's like, it's already a one battle in his mind. Like, of course we're going to have the most developers. We have the easiest programming language. The pool is going to be the largest of possible developers. Like, look at all these projects. They're already starting to move over to Cardano. You know, we're having more code written than any other project. It's just interesting how they don't really, like, he doesn't really like to talk about it, but he's also so dismissive. And you got to love that confidence. I love Charles's confidence. I like confident people. I don't know if you've noticed. So anyway, so we'll see. But he definitely thinks Ethereum versus Bitcoin. He thinks, as I said, we're all Charles. We definitely think that Ethereum is going to flip Bitcoin. If not during this cycle, during the next. I think it'll happen during the cycle. That, of course, is based on the fact I do not believe this market is over. So let's check out this story. Interesting here.
Very interesting.
Binance is, now this is actually a week old. You know that? 10 days old.
No, I didn't pull it.
Yeah, this is not a new story.
But it was being talked about all weekend, all over Santiment. It just nobody just didn't really get out.
Yeah, well, I remember seeing it. I remember reading it when it happened. We didn't cover it, but their chief financial exec has abruptly left the company. I remember when this guy, I think I remember when he was introduced. Yeah, it said introducing. I don't know what day it was. I think I remember when that happened. After 3 years at Binance, Wei has decided, or we, is it we or Wei? Is that like Michelle Wei? I think that's the
I think
guy.
I would say Wei.
I think it's Wei. Now, think about this. If you had two of them, you'd have a Paraway.
Yeah.
Okay. Has decided to leave for personal reasons. Spokesperson said in an email, while we cannot comment on what Wei will do next, we like to thank him for his services and contributions. It's unclear when specifically he left the exchange, but a Twitter account appeared to be associated with him was still tweeting about Binance as of June 9th. Binance later clarified with CoinDesk that the account does not represent Zhu, has reported the impersonation account to Twitter. Binance recruited Zhu in 2018 for its over 15 years of executive experience in both finance and technology industries. Zhu graduated from Harvard University and served as the vice chairman at Grindr. Wow. This is a coffee company. The world's leading coffee platform. Given his track record, and guys, it's not a coffee platform, just so y'all know. Given his track record of, that was a bomb dropped in this article.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
No.
Did you not notice it on the? Never mind. Okay, I'm gonna stop right there. We're gonna go too far here.
Yeah.
Given his track record of creating initial public offerings, there were rumors at the time of Zhu's hiring that Binance was considering going public. Changpeng Zhao, the CEO of Binance, denied the rumor. Zhu did not immediately return a request for comment sent to Twitter. Now, do we have? Is there maybe? Let's see. Zhu. Let's see if there's anything newer or the latest about him. Let's see. 1 week ago, his exchange wades through regulatory stuff. Guys, here's the thing. And what is this? So this is about Brian Brooks from Binance US. You know, they just replaced CEO of Binance US, Catherine Coley. They replaced her with Brian Brooks. Let's see, over firm sibling. Okay, so they're facing. Look, guys, here's the thing. And look, I'm hearing a lot of stuff. Okay, you guys always know I hear a lot of stuff. Like I can't. There's and people would wonder, like, why would I say that I hear things I can't say? Well, number one, maybe I don't want to get killed. Number two, maybe because it's not confirmed. And number three, maybe I trust the source 100%. Maybe I don't. But you know, I feel like I can't get on here and say stuff that may turn out not to be true. It could get me in trouble legally, for saying stuff. So when I allude to things like that, that's what I mean. On this, what I'll tell you is I've known for a while that Binance is being looked at by regulators, okay? And I've said it before, okay? There are other companies out there in crypto that may also be getting the attention of regulators. We don't know for sure what comes of that. Just because you have the SEC's attention doesn't mean that there's anything necessarily bad coming from it, or the CFTC. We know what happened with BitMEX. With BitMEX, it was terrible. But of course, we know they were also doing a lot of things they shouldn't have been doing. There's a lot of companies out there right now in crypto we believe are doing, a lot of the right things. Okay, but Binance is not they're being looked at for sure. You guys have to know that. Like, there's already been stories about it. The CFTC has been looking at them. I don't know if the SEC, but regulators are looking at them, and they're trying to figure out if, how they can go after them. And that's why I told you guys, I was very interested when Binance came out with their stock tokens. Now, here's another thing. They came out with those around the time a lot of these rumors started. When they came out with those stock tokens, those derivatives versions of the Tesla stock and the Coinbase stock, and there were a few other ones, this is what the Synthetics was trying to do. That's why I turned kind of bearish on Synthetics recently, is because Binance is doing what Synthetics is supposed to do. Binance is a much bigger company. However, Synthetics is a protocol. Binance is a company. It's a centralized company with people at the top. So we'll just have to see exactly what happens from here. But I think coming out with synthetic stock tokens may not have been a great move for Binance. FTX, though, is doing it. And FTX is sponsoring the Miami Heat Arena, doing all kinds of stuff. So I don't know. We'll just have to see exactly what happens here. But, kind of some interesting stuff going on. Now, look, I like Binance. I like CZ. I know people there, but that doesn't mean that they're out of hot water, and we'll have to watch what happens from here. Somebody said it's still crashing down to 32,000 right now. It is crashing big time right now. That's the daily chart. We definitely do not want to see this thing drop another $1,000. So that's what I'll tell you guys. Cryptocurrency confusion. Georgia man wakes up a trillionaire. Let's see. This is a $1 trillion dilemma. Manchester, Georgia. Where is that?
I don't know. Must be south somewhere.
Gotta be. It's near Warm Springs. It's in Meriwether County. Okay. I used to hunt down there right next to Meriwether County. I got them big old Meriwether deers down there. Okay, so that's where that is. I've been dabbling in the crypto stuff for 8 months, and we made some of these. I guess it's just like play coins, things people make. Williamson said he sank about $20 into a crypto called Rocket Bunny, and it might well have lived up to its name Tuesday morning, breeding like, bunnies rapidly overnight. I woke up, it's like 9 a.m., and I always check my phone. I can't believe this is a story. I check my phone to check how my crypto to see. What? And I always check my phone to check how my crypto to see how it's doing. And I looked at it. I'm waking up. And I'm just like, nah, I'm sleeping. What is this?
It's a funny story.
The Georgia nursing school student said, I really want them checking my polls.
Yeah.
I look at it. No offense to this guy. He might be watching the channel. I love it. This is a fun story. I look at it again, and I'm like, at the point I fall out of my bed, literally, and run to my desk, and I'm logging into the Coinbase app and stuff, and I'm talking to my friends, got him on the phone. I'm like, dude, you need to help me figure out how to sell this now. He said, Chris, something wrong. Williamson said when he attempted to move the crypto to another wallet, but it wasn't showing the same price. Really? That's when contacted Coinbase. Which replied with a short answer acknowledging that they were looking into the issue. He said he also tried to contact Rocket Bunny. He tried to contact a coin. But never heard anything back. Is Rocket Bunny like the Easter Bunny? Is it a guy? Is it a thing? So that's when I'm like, okay, I'm just going to have fun with it at this point. So I went to Twitter, said Williamson. When you look at it, it's like, there's no way I'm ever going to get this amount of money, he said, adding that he jokingly wrote Coinbase he would settle for 5 cents on the dollar. This is the most ridiculous story. Williamson said he had been expecting a large sum to go away any time, and said it's been growing for the past few days. I got a counter and actually did a screen recording where the numbers go up and up and up. The ongoing joke right now between me and my friends in Coinbase, and one of the emails sent was like, I need to know what's going on because I got a mega yacht company ready to build me a penguin-shaped yacht. What do you want to do, like a rocket bunny?
You'd think.
So here's
a bunny-shaped rock.
Okay, so we had a you guys know we run BitSwapDex.io. You guys know that. And the thing about that is we get trading fees. It's like 0.01% of every transaction. So it's really tiny. But we get a lot of coins, like random coins in there. Small amounts, right? One day I went and I logged into that thing, and it showed I I think it was like $35 billion balance. And I was like, what? Like, what in the world? It was a coin that had rug pulled. And the funny thing is, that coin was actually not, it wasn't necessarily bought. Like, we didn't accumulate it because people had bought it on BitSwap. What happened is somebody, for whatever reason, they used our public address as a place to send all of the coins from the supply after they rug pulled. So they pulled all the liquidity from ETH and then they sent it to our public address. Well, the coins were literally worthless, but ETHPLOR kept showing billions of dollars in a balance. And I showed TJ, I was like, TJ, what is going on with this? You know, so we started looking into it, and like, obviously it was a rug pull is what it was. So I don't know if this Rocket Bunny is somebody said how to buy Rocket Bunny. No, do not buy Rocket Bunny. This is probably a rug pull. Now, look, I don't know this right. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's a reporting error. But guys, you don't ever have $1 trillion in your account. Like, if you see that, it's definitely an error. Now, we did have the BlockFi people. We actually know somebody that got sent all that extra Bitcoin on BlockFi. He got sent 40 Bitcoin randomly. And I don't know whatever happened with it, but yeah. So this is a funny story. This is a guy that has clearly he knows absolutely nothing about crypto. This guy obviously got in during the Dogecoin stuff like a few weeks ago, probably, right? Isn't that what you would say?
I think he said 8 months ago.
Yeah. So there's some TikToks of some guys showing some some guys showing like millions of dollars in their accounts, and it's the same thing. They don't really have millions of dollars. It's actually just like tiny little meme coins that have either been rug pulled or have reporting errors. You can't actually sell it for that. So, yeah, this guy's never getting that money because the money's not real. It's like fake. It's not real. Bitcoin gets more popular in the UK, but few people actually understand it. Well, you should go check out a great thespian I know. The people in the UK seem more interested in cryptos, but many lack basic knowledge about them. The latest data revealed that 78% of UK residents have heard of crypto, as 2.3 million of them hold some. Nonetheless, the overall understanding of digital assets has declined. Well, obviously that's because as the interest is dying down, people are not doing the research. More hodlers, but less crypto knowledge. Digital assets remain a complicated industry in the UK. Share of people investing in them is significantly lower than in other countries. However, the public awareness surged by 5% in a year. As in 2021, 78% of locals have heard of crypto, compared to 73% in 2020. Only 5% more than last year. That's interesting. I would thought it'd be a lot more. Number of individuals who own virtual assets has also increased, as 2.3 million Brits have some crypto, representing 4.4% of the population. Last year's data showed this percentage to be 3.9%. Do you remember what that insane number was? What that insane number of like what they said? I think it was like almost 20% of people in America hold crypto. Remember that article we covered?
Yeah, I don't remember the exact percentage.
Yeah,
but
we talked
it
about
was. I do want to say it's around 20%, like just over, low 20s.
Yeah, that's what I think too.
22, 23, something like that.
Sorry, I'm also watching the Bitcoin price as it has had a little bit of a bounce here.
And real quick, just quick shout out, a really good channel. If you're in the UK and you want to hear UK-based stuff, Crypto Busy is another crypto channel that we work with. Two super cool guys, Tom and Josh. They're based in the UK. They do really good daily stuff. So, go check that channel out, too.
Yeah, we love Crypto Busy, definitely.
Yeah, good guys.
More Brits prefer BTC than stocks. So, I mean, who would have thought, right? So, I think what we're seeing is that, look, the learning curve for crypto is hard. People ask me all the time, like, what should they do about money? Or, should they pull their money out? Or should they, everybody wants their hand held. And I get it, right? Especially if you know me. I mean, I'm in crypto. You want to talk to me about stuff. And I get that. But there's no shortcuts in crypto. I can tell you what to do with your money, but the second I stop telling you what to do with it, which we don't do investment advice, but I'm just, for personal friends, whatever. As soon as I stop telling you, you're not going to know what to do. You've got to learn. Yeah, Martini Guy. We love Martini Guy too. Yeah, he's another good UK YouTuber. We believe that, the long term of crypto is very, very, very bright. Okay. but you've got to do the research in the short term. There's a reason why this is actually now my third bull cycle, really. This is my third bull cycle. For most of you guys, this is your first. And we get that. You're not going to learn about crypto in 1 year. You're not. If you really want to know about crypto, if you really want to get into it, you have to be learning about it throughout an entire market cycle. That is the experience. That is what will teach you. That's why everybody I know who's been in crypto or been in content creation that is not, just some random guy that makes memes, or some desperate guy that makes memes about people because he can't make good content himself. But aside from those people, the people that actually have been in this and educate, any person that does education in crypto and does it for 4 years, through a whole market cycle, you will be incredibly wealthy. Why? Because you're learning experientially, but also educationally throughout every part of a market cycle. And that's how you do it. And I think what's hard is for people that aren't, like for me, doing this channel, has always been something that I would point to as like, why I learned a lot about crypto is because I stuck it through the bear market. Other people left. The people that left, they always lose. And then they come back at the top and they lose again, and then they lose again until they learn the lesson of getting in and getting educated. You have to be willing to make it through an entire market. And if you're just if you're just learning and you're not creating content or contributing to crypto, like that's fine. That's great. That's great if that's your path. I'm not saying everybody should make a YouTube channel or Twitter account or whatever. But what I'm saying is that it's harder when you're just watching videos to stay invested, not financially, but mentally in crypto when it gets boring, right? But you have to do that to really get the education that'll make you rich down the road. So that'd be my suggestion for everybody. Somebody says, let's get some dumb money shirts. Get our merch person on that. Let's make some dumb money shirts.
Yeah.
And Tayshawn says here, I can admit this is my first year. That's awesome. We're so happy to have you in crypto. We're happy to have everybody. This is your first year. There is nothing ever meant to diminish anybody that's new. We need new people. We want new people. I want you to have the same opportunities I had. What I'll tell you is that first year, a lot of people it's just like college. It's just like college. This is not a commercial for college, but sorry, Decker. But what I'm saying is, how many people go to a college 1 year? How many actually in that same class graduate? Over time, it gets harder, or people have life situations and you stop. The key is to get from that first year to that fourth year. It's not to start the first year. So you got to stay invested. You got to stay interested, even when things get boring. And that's the truth. That's how I did it. And guys, I want to talk about a couple things. Two things. One of our partners here, YFDI, you guys know YFDI. We worked with them for a long time. They've been absolutely crushed by the market crash, like most things have. But they are now getting a major exchange listing. They are listing on KuCoin. So if you want to get this on, if you don't have gas fees and you want to buy it on a centralized exchange, you can buy it on KuCoin, which we also really love KuCoin, one of our favorite exchanges. This starts on June 17th. So it started a few days ago at 9 a.m. actually. And trading, all of this has commenced. So you guys can now join. And you can buy KuCoin on, of course, not financial advice, but you can buy KuCoin. It is a partner. We are the marketing advisor for YFDI. Let's see. Do they have KuCoin by the numbers? We've talked extensively about how much we love KuCoin on this channel. So no KYC on KuCoin, so that's a really good advantage if that's something you're into. And then another company that we're an advisor for is Benchmark. They have their new Benchmark protocol P2P marketplace upgrade. The Graph implementation.
Another strong project.
Also another project that Digital Currency Group is involved in. So pretty interesting. But they now have a partnership with Benchmark Protocol. So to announce that the upcoming P2P marketplace will be utilizing the Graph backend integration. This will achieve increased decentralization, easier scalability, create more opportunities to expand the marketplace across different DeFi ecosystems. Basically, you can think of the Graph as it's like a Google search for blockchain. So it's a blockchain explorer, indexer, crawler. We're going to need this as there's more and more information put on different blockchains. You're going to want to be able to have something that you're going to be able to figure out, like where stuff is, where code is, things like that. That is what the Graph is. Uniswap, Synthetics, and Balancer are already utilizing subgraphs provided by the graph. Any DeFi platform can make use of the graph as it is an open layer on top of the blockchain. And of course, we've talked about in a video about the marketplace, the P2P benchmark protocol marketplace. A lot of marks there. So you guys can go watch our last video on benchmark protocol that we did a couple of weeks ago if you want more information about that. But this is a big deal. We got a project we're heavily involved with now, working with one of our favorite projects, the Graph. So you guys make sure to go check that out. Well, let's take a final look at the Bitcoin price. I think it got a little bit of a bounce here, but it's struggling to move back up, so it's at 32,182. But just remember, don't sell your Bitcoin, don't sell your Ethereum. Anything else you want to sell, I don't really care. They're not being manipulated by institutions. You can sell it and buy it right back. But this Bitcoin, Ethereum, I'm telling you guys, you do not want to be selling those during this time. And obviously, you're going to get way more crushed in altcoins anyways. I'm not selling anything today. I haven't sold anything in a while here. But I would just say, just remember, end every show with this. Don't sell your Bitcoin. Don't sell your Ethereum. You're going to regret it. That's all I got. Love you guys. Be blessed. Good boy out.